All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to cut through all the noise in the fitness world to get to the simple scientific truth about building your best body. We're digging into the big ideas from Michael Matthews' Bigger, Leaner, Stronger to give you a clear plan that actually works.
You know, if you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by all the contradictory fitness tips out there, you're definitely not alone. It feels like a world filled with gurus and influencers all pushing the next big thing. It's just exhausting, right? And honestly, most of it is designed to keep you confused, not to get you results.
So, we're just going to ignore all the hype. We are focusing only on the basic, science-backed rules for building muscle and losing fat. Let's get started by busting some of the biggest myths that are probably holding you back right now.
Okay, let's start with the biggest problem. The reason so many people struggle isn't because they're lazy or don't work hard enough. No way. It's because they're working incredibly hard on all the wrong things. The number one thing standing in your way is just plain bad information.
This slide probably looks pretty familiar, doesn't it? The fitness industry just loves complexity. It sells you these crazy expensive supplements, ridiculously complicated routines, and extreme diets that, let's be honest, just set you up to fail. It's a cycle, and it's designed to keep you right where you are.
So let's clear the air. We're going to tackle the biggest myths head on, just by looking at what the actual science says. This is the part where you really start to take back control.
First up, this idea of muscle confusion, the myth that you have to constantly shock your muscles. The reality, the actual science, is so much simpler. It's called progressive overload. Look, your muscles don't get confused. They adapt to stress. To make them grow, you have to consistently make things harder for them over time. That's it. That's the law.
And how about getting toned? You've heard this a million times. Lift light weights for a ton of reps. This is one of the most stubborn myths out there. Toning is just having muscle and low body fat. That's all it is. The truth, lifting heavy in a lower rep range, think 4 to 6 reps, is what tells your body to build and, just as importantly, keep that muscle that gives you the shape you're looking for.
Oh, this one is huge. The idea that you can just go run your way to a six-pack. Now, don't get me wrong, cardio is great for your health, but it is not the king of fat loss. The number one undisputed law here is energy balance. You simply must burn more calories than you eat. Your diet, what you eat, is what drives this, not the treadmill.
Okay, so we've busted the myths. Now what? Let's build the actual foundation. You can forget all the complicated nonsense. Getting the body you want really just boils down to these 3 simple pillars.
And this right here, this is basically the whole framework. See, it's not just about what you do in the gym. It all starts with your mindset, that inner game of discipline. Then it's about nutrition, making sure you're fueling your body the right way. And finally, it's about smart, efficient training. So let's break each one down real quick.
Pillar 1, mindset, is the real foundation of everything. Why? Because motivation comes and goes, right? It's just an emotion. Discipline, on the other hand, is a system. This is all about developing willpower, which isn't just about saying no to things, the I won't power. It's also the I will power, the strength to get your workout done when you're tired, or to prep your meals when you'd much rather just order takeout. This is the engine for everything else.
All right, on to pillar number 2, nutrition. You've probably heard that abs are made in the kitchen. And you know, it's pretty much true. When it comes to fat loss or cutting, it's all about creating that calorie deficit we talked about. But, and this is key, doing it with the right kind of fuel. And that all comes down to managing your macronutrients.
So what does that actually look like? Well, here's a proven strategy. Your macros are just protein, carbs, and fat. And to lose fat while keeping muscle, a high-protein diet is completely non-negotiable. Notice how protein is the biggest slice of the pie here, around 45%. Why? Because protein is the hero. It protects your muscles from being broken down when you're in that calorie deficit. Carbs and fats, they're your crucial support team for energy and hormone health.
And that brings us to our third and final pillar, training. The goal here isn't to live in the gym. It's not about spending hours and hours every day. It's about being effective, being efficient. It's about focusing on the exercises that give you the most bang for your buck. And these are the fundamentals. We're talking about heavy compound lifts like the squat, the bench press, the deadlift, and the military press. These are the absolute cornerstone of an effective program. Why? Because they hit multiple muscle groups all at once, which stimulates the most growth and the most strength gain in the least amount of time. And here's the game plan in a nutshell. Let's just walk through this. First, check out the rep range, 4 to 6 heavy reps. This is what builds real strength and density. Your total sets for the workout should be somewhere between 9 and 12. Now look at that rest period, 3 to 4 minutes. I know that might seem long, but it's so important because that's what lets you recover enough to lift heavy on your next set. And that's what drives the progressive overload we talked about earlier.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. If you're ready to get started on your transformation, like today, here's the simple blueprint based on everything we just covered.
This is it. This is your cheat sheet. Number 1, get stronger on the big, heavy lifts. Number 2, control your calories to control your fat loss. It's that simple. 3, make protein your absolute best friend. And 4, always remember that discipline, not motivation, is what's going to get you across the finish line. That's the whole system. Simple, scientific, and it just works.
I want to leave you with this thought from the author because it's so true. The confidence and the discipline and the strength that you build in the gym, they don't just stay there. They ripple out into every single part of your life. So the real question isn't just about building a better body. It's about what kind of life you're going to build with it.